Hi everyone, Mo here, and welcome to my May sketchbook flip through. This month has been a little bit of a hodgepodge. I had spilled over from my April sketchbook into my May when I was painting the canvases for the exhibition. So the first couple of pages went into that, and these became the core idea of how I went about painting in those canvases. And at some point I'm going to share those canvases as well, but that won't be here in this video. And of course there was 4th of May the 4th be with you, and there was much buzz in my youngest school about that, and we needed to have something to celebrate that. So what I did was I ordered this headband because this seemed to be the one that would have arrived on time. You know, these things come up. I wasn't prepared for this. So anyway, after I found it, we were very excited. It arrived on time. She wore it on the day off, and then I drew it. And this was the time when all of the cherry peach, no, what are they called? Oh my god, I can't remember what kind of flowers these are. The ones that make the trees look pink, I think they are cherry blossoms. Oh, you have to excuse me, I don't remember. And these were petunias. I think I did drawing from life with this one. This was a lot of fun because when I draw flowers, I really like to go from the tightly photorealistically authentic expression to a far more painterly and loose, just much more relaxed. This I did with my polychromos color pencils, and I really enjoyed it. And this was my youngest. She had just woken up and she was still like not quite ready to get up. Just one of the eyes, she opened one eye, and I thought it was so adorable. I took a picture and I later sketched it in that moment. And these were dandelions, and I wanted to draw them in a few different ways, and I should have made notes of how I did this one and this one, because I can clearly tell that these were with graphite pencils, but I didn't make a note, and I don't remember. I can tell that there were paint, but what else was involved, if anything? I would have liked to make a note, which I didn't remember. And then there were stems that I found on the ground, which I got in and put it in my tea bottle that I cleaned up. I love these tea bottles. They are like this big bottles, and when the tea is done, I clean them up and I just use them for sticking down my flowers. Not that I don't have a vase, but I just like that simplicity of it. And this was when I was at the Randolph show. We were all the fine art painters were under one big tent, not super big, but big enough, leaving room for people to move around and leaving enough room for air to get in and out. But across from me was the booth for tree trunk sculptures. I like, they are massive. I would like, they were not chiseling away with small tools. They were basically taking chainsaws and slicing things down, and it was very noisy, and yet it was amazing to be able to watch that how the artist was bringing about various things, animals, mostly animals, bears and birds, out of that one trunk of tree. So on my seat, we were there from 9 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock in the evening. So I got there a little late. However, it was still quite a bit of the day that was idle, and people came and went. When people spoke with you, you speak with them. Other than that, it's really free time and you chat with other people. But still, there are times when there were moments of silence, and I had a great time just sketching. So this was an eagle. At least the sculpture looked like an eagle. I don't know if my drawing turned out that way. And then there was the bear, and it held a welcome sign. And then there were other artists, who were standing. Like what? The reason I was drawing the sculptures more than people is because people move, right? And it's hard to finish a drawing when people are constantly moving, talking, turning their heads, which is normal, but it was kind of a struggle. But I still tried, and this was a fellow artist, and then again there were more birds, and I didn't want to make somebody conscious and uncomfortable that I'm sketching them. So there was a little bit of doing as much as available and possible. And this one was the sculpture, and I loved it because it said go away. It was just the humor of it. Okay, yeah, there were more bears, and one of them was holding flowers. And then there were a lot of dogs. It was so good because it was a hot day, and these little tiny dogs, they came in, and all of their tongues were out, and they were laying their belly on the grass, because under the tent, where the part of the tent where I was, it was cooler, according to the people who were in other places who were coming and said, oh, this place is so much cooler. And I was like, oh, great, because I didn't choose my spot. So if I quite got it by chance, I got lucky. And other than that, there were again other artists who were there. They were also probably reading, sketching, and I also made like little just notes all over there. These were the walls or the grids that were provided by the show authorities, and these are all the paintings. This is not my booth, but somebody who had like top to bottom, they had paintings. My booth was comparatively had fewer paintings. Like for a first show, I didn't know what to take, what not to take. Not that I was sold out and there were people had like it was so much demand that it's not like that, but it was a huge and pleasant learning experience, meeting artists that I didn't know. They're not new artists. I am the new artist, but just getting to know people. And after COVID, after lockdown, just seeing people in one space, like the normal now seems like, oh, incredible. Anywho, so this was a visitor. She was looking at the art, and again there were clusters of artists who were chatting, resting, and all of those. And then I decided this was like the start of a painting which haven't been transferred to any canvas yet, but maybe someday it will. But somehow I was very inspired to I want to do something like that. Like somebody who is very abundant, like she's pregnant, she's abandoned, she has a crown on her head, whatnot. Yeah, well, I don't know what's going to come out of it, but that day I was very much drawn to this. And these are some sketches from field day. I had volunteered for field day, and most of my time went into taking care of the kids. There were some 20 kids, and of course I was not the only one in charge, but my focus was there. My sketchbook was not with me, but I took pictures, and later I made super quick sketches, like 5 minutes and under, like the kids blowing bubbles. This was before they were grouped, like separated into groups. They were all sitting in the gym, and I just drew my daughter. and then she was blowing bubbles at the rest station. And this is from the fiction finale, where I had made that mask of Pete the cat, which I think I mentioned in my vlog. And yeah, so she was very excited that she had a costume, and all that. And then there were the other kids. This was somebody dressed up as Harry Potter. This was a character from Minecraft. He just pasted a paper printout on a box, and that was his part of his costume. So he moved around with the box in his head. It was cute. And this was somebody who was being the elephant. Again, this is back to field day, all the kids opening up the bubble bottles and everything. And you would notice, like I was noticing, like children, when they are freely interacting with each other, they sit in ways that are like, how is that person, how do their bones bend like that, that they sit like that? I was just so relaxed, their belly sticking out. They were like so relaxed, they couldn't care less about what anybody would think of them. And I was really enjoying all their different postures and body languages, so relaxed, so much having fun, and that it was just so wonderful. And I asked her, my daughter, to pose with the mask thingy, and she made her cheese face, which is all so annoying, but that's what I got. And then there was somebody who was a dragon. This is also from the fiction finale. All of them have this envelope in their hands, because on this envelope is attached a piece of paper where they get to read from, saying why they chose this character, why they chose this particular book, and what are the 3 outstanding characteristics of the character that they have chosen, and their favorite quote from the book. So yeah, this was a dragon. It was so interesting, and I had so much fun. Again, these were drawn after the fact. I was enjoying the event when I was at the event. And this was, I think it was called a Mandalorian. So yeah, this is also a Mandalorian, and apparently this is also a Mandalorian, but different kinds. So that's my May sketchbook, and this is, like you can see, it's a really, quite literally, just quick graphite sketches, and at least it gave me some practice in drawing. And what I noticed was, whenever I felt that the drawing was going to be difficult or something, I kind of wanted to get up, do something else. And then I realized that I am simply doing something else, not because doing the other thing is more important at this time, but I found the sketching difficult. And so just bringing myself back and accepting, like, hey, it's okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. It is not going to be perfect anyways, so why get tension about it? Just do it as a study and as a more mindful observation, just looking at it versus translating what I'm seeing into lines of my own, brings the focus back. And for those few moments, it was less distraction, and I was focused. And I don't care what the output of the drawings are, if they're ever going to become part of something bigger, better. At least I finished a sketchbook even when I was not feeling so well, and I take that I stayed true to my commitment of keeping a sketchbook, if not daily, at least to fill out one whole sketchbook every month. I don't know how much, doing my best. Can't predict that that's how it's going to be for the rest of the year. So far I have done it for the last 5 months, and I had surgery, and even this month it was not this month, this is already June, but in May I was sick. Despite all of those things, I did complete a sketchbook. To me, that's a pat in the back. not because the work is great, but because I did the work. So that's about that. I will see you next month with hopefully another filled out sketchbook from June. Bye for now.